All right, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs joins us now. He is on the House Oversight Committee. And, sir, it's good to have you on. When you look at everything we've laid out about the FBI over the last couple weeks, where's your head at on this? I mean, you're on oversight. What do you think?
Well, we certainly need to have more oversight of the FBI. That's for certain. It looks like so much has gone on that's politically driven. And so when you have a state police agency, a national police agency that is driven by politics, it's really a problem. So I think we need to get in. So when you ask me where my head is on it, I think we need to do a full investigation, full oversight hearing. We need to talk about financing. We need to talk about their purpose, their mission, and the way they conduct themselves process-wise. In other words, a full-on review of the FBI.
Yeah, and you know, everybody's so careful when we talk about this story to say that, oh, you know, we're only talking about certain agents or the top brass, and it's not the, you know, rank and file agents at the FBI. And I think what we see now is when you start seeing these same names popping up all over the place, I really do think that it is a problem of just there are certain agents that have gotten really far up, and they're probably very connected to the top levels, and they're very politically charged, and they have their hands in all of these bigger investigations. I mean, how are the same guys doing January 6th, Mar-a-Lago, Gretchen Whitmer? I mean, they're in on all the biggest stories, all the political stories at the same time. That's a pattern, and that seems pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, to me too. And they get assigned their cases by supervisors who should see that pattern just like you and I can see. I mean, you've got one guy that Inspector General Horowitz said he allowed fudged information to go through to get FISA warrants to spy on Americans. He's supposed to be in charge of the Hunter Biden laptop investigation, and yet he's still participating. He was one of the head guys in the Russian hoax and the Steele dossier, and yet he's also participating in the Mar-a-Lago. All of those were attacks on conservatives, or a choice to not do anything about the son of a prominent liberal Democrat in investigation. So you wonder how bad it's getting, which is why, quite frankly, Rob, you're getting whistleblowers coming forward because they sense this, they know this, they've seen it, they've observed it, and they're disgusted by it the way the American people are.
It is amazing that, you know, I mean, you had this laptop. And they had this fear, right? They had this fear that they're going to impact, not that they're going to impact an election. They have this fear that they're going to impact an election that's going to hurt Democrats is what they're really worried about. And they don't want to do that again. And you know it's political because they have no worries about the midterms in the move they've just made at Mar-a-Lago. But they were so worried about 2020 and possibly hurting Joe Biden that they ignored what I think is one of the most important corruption stories this country has ever seen. I mean, it's very, very obvious what's going on now. Even Democrats have to admit it at this point. Even their pundits admit it, that you've got Hunter Biden out there bagging the money, and it's going right to his dad, who is now the president of the United States, who's having to negotiate with countries, you know, that hate us, like China, and his son has taken money from China that is going to him. I mean, that is a massive corruption story that somehow got swept under the rug by and large in this country. It's astonishing to me.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If we could get the evidence out and an investigation of President Joe Biden and his son Hunter and the president's brother and their family and the amount of money that appears to have been going to them, what hold does the Chinese government have over them? By the way, China is no longer just an economic competitor. It is a geopolitical adversary. They want to take over. There's so many ways we could spin talking about what they want to do. But if you're going to ignore that because you don't want to embarrass the Joe Biden family right before the election, then you have a problem, and it is a political problem, and it's a problem for freedom in the United States of America today.
Certainly is. Congressman Biggs, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
You bet, Rob. Thanks.